Welcome to the book launch, Remapping Migration and Education, Centering Methods and Methodologies. At a time of unprecedented human migration, education can serve as a critical space for examining how our society is changing and being changed by this global phenomenon. This important and timely book focuses on methodological lenses to study how migration intersects with education. The editors for this volume include the following: Catherine Magno, who is a professor in the Department of Education Sciences at University of Fribourg. Jamie Liu is an associate professor in the Department of Sociology and Anthropology at Rutgers University. Sofia Rodriguez is an assistant professor in the Department of Teaching and Learning, Policy and Leadership at the University of Maryland. The purpose of this book is really to focus on the methodological lenses to study how migration intersects with education. It squarely centers methodological inquiries by questioning disciplinary divisions, challenging dominant positivist approaches, and engaging with issues of ethics, legitimacy, and positionality in studying migration and education. The book contributes in many ways. We believe that this important volume, by focusing and centering methodological lenses to study how migration intersects with education, that it actually proposes a newer way of thinking about migration and challenging the current paradigm of how we might position migration as a way of studying human phenomenon. In view of a newer methodological proposition, such as the reduction of participant and researcher binaries, along with newer technology allowing for mapping various forms of data, the authors in this volume question the very legitimacy of traditional methods and attempt here to expose power relations and researchers' assumptions that may hinder most methodological processes. Authors raise innovative questions, blur disciplinary lines, and reinforce voice and agentry of those who may have been silenced or rendered invisible in the past. The topics and themes that are addressed in the volumes of this book are as follows: issues of critical geography, eco-maps, sense of belonging, cognitive migration, multilingual education, activist research stance, race and ethnicity, as well as revisiting the concept of decolonization and the ways in which we think about migration protection and protocols in the ethical implications of doing research. The table of contents include some of the following authors and the titles of the volume of their chapters: Eco-mapping as a form of relational spatial methods, mobility and educational trajectory mapping for researching the lives of transnational youth, critical curricular encounters, lived curriculum of belonging for newcomer migrant youth, urban refugees and education advocacy, coalition building across racial and ethnic boundaries, and speaking back to integration discourses, identity mapping as a tool for illuminating the epistemologies of transnational youth, cognitive migration through language, as well as research team composition as methodology, the value of plurinational research teams for studying education and migration. These are just some of the examples of what this volume will highlight. These are some of the contributing authors for this volume. And the following several slides now will really show you some of the methods and visuals that are part of this volume and centering methodology to study migration and education. We hope that you'll enjoy this volume and that find it useful for your own research, as well as for your own students and teaching. And possibly rethink about the way that we imagine migration and the use of methodology in the study of migration and education. Thank you.